Thank you so much, Nick.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, for doing this webinar. I'm so excited for to share a little bit about my knowledge and yeah. So if you guys have any questions, don't forget, just let us know. We will have a section that we're going to be answering a lot more. So let's get started. So like Nick said, I'm a wedding photographer. I started about I'd say like about 8 years. It feels like a little bit longer now. But I started doing events and like quinceañeras, weddings, and then after that, I really kind of like I never really thought about studio photography until I went to like a conference, and then I saw all those competitions, and I was very inspired by like studio photography. So I immediately was like drawn into the studio and creative stuff. So then I started doing that and started competing. And eventually, I guess the highlight, one of the highlights of my career has been um, being part of the World Photographic Cup. I won two medals in 2021, and this was each time is held is somewhere different. This time was held in Italy, and it was really fun to see like people from all over the world just in one place. People from the United States, from Mexico, from Brazil, from all over. So it was a very amazing experience. So that's just a little bit about me, and I'm gonna share a little bit of my work. So you guys, if you don't know what kind of things I do, you can kind of like see what I do. Let me see if you guys can see that. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, I do portraits. I started doing regular, your average, I guess, like this was right here on the left, just like a birthday shoot. And then I started doing more creative stuff during like my career, and now people really seek my services, not just for like your regular creative, birthday party or stuff like that, but they want more something more like with color or gels, and so it's a little more fun for me to add all these elements. But this is some other stuff that I do. Again, most of the stuff at the beginning here is in studio, and I have some like wedding work. But yeah, this here on the left, it's been one of those that people recognize that I did. I do a lot of that kind of like circle on the back, and I really like very contrasty photos. I fell in love with like with black and white too. I also really like this kind of like all white kind of like setup. And these two are the two pictures that went to compete for the World Photographic Cup in 2021. And these two were the ones that won first place or gold medal. That was the first time I was competing at that time for Team Mexico, and that was the first time that Team Mexico won like the first place overall, alongside with Team USA. So it was really cool to see, friends from all over and just being in that place. Yeah, but just some behind the scenes of what I do. Like I said, I really like to combine not just the regular, photo shoots, because I feel that we now as photographers, and now with AI and now everything just social media, we need to be a little bit more not creative, but a little bit more like, like people know, oh, that picture was taken by this photographer, right? So that's what people are looking for. And if we are able to do things like that, like just a little bit different, or like a little bit some kind of pop, something that it's just your brand, they'll definitely keep coming, right? Or buy a print, or just you sell more. Like I said, I really like black and white, and until not long ago, I always loved gels, but gels are a very hard thing to do in studio. But now things are getting a little bit easier, because now we have RGB lights that are just continuous lights, and then you can just change the color, and it's a little bit easier. It's not super easy, but it's just a little bit better. Here are another two just from my studio. I also love to do like body painting. Uh, I like to find people who like designers that do either just the hat or the jewelry, or some kind of accessories, and I like to combine two or three different designer so I can kind of like have an idea. And then I brought the body painter for this picture on the right, the gold one. And then we were able to do that. So that's another thing that I like to do, is just kind of like find the right people, find who are the other artists that I can take, I can collaborate with. That also has helped my career a lot, just to find those people. Um, and these two are also like very, very interesting. Like I said, I love color. I love black and white. I really like this kind of like rhinestone, kind of like all these rhinestones were glued to the model. That took a lot of time. But yeah, this is just my creative studio. And then I started kind of like experimenting. Every time I have an idea, I'm just kind of like get obsessed and start doing it over and over. That way I'm like, know what I'm doing and can very, fast progress on, like from a month to 2 years ahead. So here I started working with like just kind of like hair pieces and, like big old wigs and all that. So this was this kind of phase. Like you see, there's another wig and another big headpiece. And then I also do events. This is how I started. I started doing quinceañeras and wedding photography. If you guys in the Bay Area, you guys probably know this place, City Hall, very, very famous. And this one over here on the right is it's just a museum. Outside the museum, the Legion of Honor, that is also here in San Francisco. So yeah, this is just a little work of my quinceañera stuff, and this is my wedding work. Even though this picture here on the left, I always have it on my portfolio, but that was one of the very, very first ones that I took many, many years ago, and I always liked it. So it's just like, it's not very posy or anything. I always like that more natural kind of like feel. And then because I know that we're going to talk about like some struggles of photographers. One of them is like when you start like just trying to do either quinceañeras or weddings, one of the problems is that you don't have, well, you need some kind of portfolio, right? So, and you don't really have like, weddings. To get weddings, you need to show them what you can do. So when I first started, I joined any kind of class. I asked my friends to model for me. So this picture here on the left, the black and white, is basically, I think it was like a photo shoot that someone set up, and you go there and like kind of take photos and you can build your portfolio. This one right here on the right is actually the one on the top with the snow. It's a very good friend of mine. She's a model too. So sometimes like if I go, this was actually in Las Vegas a few years ago. She started modeling for me since she was 17, and then she had a baby like 2 years ago. I did like a like a pregnancy shoot, and a month ago I did her engagement photo shoot because she's getting married soon. So it's just been like we've been knowing this family for a while. So yeah, that's just one of the ways that I kind of like build my portfolio, finding like those shoots or like friends or setting up things myself. There's just some engagements that I've done. I live in the Bay Area, so I'm lucky enough to have like a bunch of different people from all over the world. So I do a lot of like Indian weddings and quinceañeras and all that kind of like fun stuff. So I always like to have like, this is one of the things that I think defines kind of like who I am. I get bored easily. And even though weddings are very differently, I like to have like, not do the same kind of wedding. But yeah, I really love this wedding stuff. So that's just a little bit about me and kind of like my work. And for today class or webinar, I would like to talk about how the challenge that I had when I first started, and kind of like related to you guys. I know some of them are like, the first one is like finding clients, right? We all struggle to find clients. First is like build your portfolio, have some nice photos to show them, but then how we find these people, right? There's a couple ways we can go to like, like those expos, start advertising on Facebook, Instagram, or start doing, flyers as our families, referrals, all kinds of stuff. But that's very, that it is hard. It takes time. It's not like in 1 year you're gonna have a pool of people, and especially if you're like a wedding photographer, you have one client, you have like one wedding, and then well, now you have to find a whole new wedding, right? So that's one of the first problems are finding people. It's just always very, very stressful, and it takes time. I think most important is it takes time and practice, like know what really works. And one, like I say, if we have an engagement, let's say someone hire us, that's pretty much one paycheck, right? So we have our engagement. They pay us for the digitals or whatever you sold them, and then that's it. Maybe they hire us for the wedding if they like the photos, or maybe they are already clients and you're shooting the wedding. But that's just one shoot and then one paycheck, right? So how do we solve those problems? I'm interested to hear what you guys think, what you guys have done before, to kind of like, maybe have this one customer come back, or find other people through them. The other thing now, like with social media and AI and all those things that we have right now, right? People want things like right now. We see one of the problems is like, people wait for their galleries, people wait for their photos, 2 3 weeks. If it's a wedding, maybe a little bit longer, because we have to like retouch them, we have to go through like thousands of photos, and it's really it's a lot. And people nowadays, they have their phones, take the photos, and they just want to share that photo that they took. But they hired like an amazing wedding photographer to come to the event, but they're sharing the photos that they're taking with their phones. And the reason is because they don't have those photos that we've taken already, right? So that's a big problem. People just want things right now. And I feel that when we give them those photos, like 4 3 weeks, whatever time you give them, those galleries kind of like lose the momentum, right? Because you lost kind of like they got married already, a lot of things passed, they maybe went to their honeymoon, they spent all their money, or something happened, and a lot of things go. I think when we have like we lose that momentum, it's when we have like kind of like a gap, kind of like a problem. Yes, we have to have those galleries because that's how we deliver the photos. But what about if we have like a different way, right? Like a more instant way to like have them to them, and they can choose them, and then maybe upgrade their packages, something like that. And because of that, we probably miss sales and lose a little bit of income. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these five problems and how we can solve them. And this is just some ideas. I know there probably will be like way more, but I would like to show you a little bit of like things that I've done in the past and things that I'm doing right now to fix some of these problems and be more efficient. Like I said, I go to a lot of like expos too. Quinceañera expos. Those are kind of like expensive, right? Sometimes I feel like I talk to my other wedding photographers, quinceañera photographers. Like if you go to these places and book at least one, we're like super happy. We're like, okay, at least we didn't lose the money that we invest, right? And we're paying thousands of dollars to go there for one time. Some of them, they're not very organized. We don't get the emails. We don't get like who came, right? The people that came to the booth is the people that we kind of like have an interaction. So yeah, these things help and are great, but it's just one of the ways, and it's a hard way, because you can't go like to a wedding expo every single week, right? We'll just be broke. And when you do like studio shoots, when someone comes to your studio, same thing, right? What about if we had like something different to deliver those photos? They come, we do the session, and they again have to wait a little bit of time. Same thing with engagements. I feel that one of the I don't know if you guys have this problem, but especially when I'm doing these photos, like photos of family and friends, or like the bridal party or whatever, these people always have their phones with them. This is one of the things I'm gonna this is one of the things that it just gets me very frustrated that people want to take photos with their phone. We're taking the portraits and like, can you please take a photo with my phone? And we're like, well, we're just kind of like losing that kind of like, I'm here, the photographer, you guys pay thousands of dollars, but the same thing, they just want things right now. So these are just some of the ways that we find the people that we kind of like interact with our, clients. But what about if we had a different approach? So like I said, I'm interested to see what you guys have done and worked before. But like I said, traditional galleries are also, this is actually the model that I was showing you, the one with the snow photo shoot. This was her engagement photo shoot, and she loved the photos. She was very happy, and she was like, she brought her family, he brought his family. So it was amazing, right? So, but they have to wait again. Like I had to fly all the way to Vegas. Now I have a baby and a family, and I'm sure you'll probably also have like your jobs or like, so some of us, like wedding photography is not like our full job yet. So time is everything. If we spend a lot of time, I don't know, retouching the photos, culling the photos, give them to the couple, we might be losing all that kind of like momentum. We will be losing money pretty much. So I want to kind of like talk about, you guys, this new Zno Insta. This is one of the things that I'm very excited to talk about because it solves all of these problems and probably more, right? As Zno Insta keeps like upgrading their software and all that, that's one of the things that I also like, that they just keep making it better. This program makes my life a lot easier and solves a lot of these problems that I have. So I'm going to show you what it is. So Zno Insta is basically, and I have it kind of here in my camera. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of like just a little device, and you put your phone next to your camera like this. And it's pretty much like a Snapshare cell in seconds. So you have your Zno Insta. So pretty much you have your phone next to your camera, right? That's about it. We are able to deliver photos on the spot using instant galleries. Guests scan a QR code in their phones. They're able to really fast see what's going on. And that solves that one problem, right? They can download really instantly. They can buy their photos. And it just makes clients, like not a lot of people are doing this. And I think people, when I first brought it to one of my events, people were like, wow, that's amazing. Even the people that were there like collaborating, like the makeup artists and the models and the other quinceañeras there were like super excited to see their photos right away because they can share those photos right away. So this is one of the things that I'm started using that really helped my career, not just my career, but my selling to grow a lot more. By having this Zno Insta just being super fast, I'm taking the photos. I give my clients a QR code. So you can give this QR code either to your assistant or just kind of like print it, kind of like at the beginning of the reception or like the beginning of your photo shoot, whatever event you're doing. You have a QR code that they can scan and they can access those photos. And there's different ways that they can access those. You choose whether you want to charge for downloading any photo, and of course for printing and all of that. So how does it help? So like I say, all of these photos will blow kind of like what you've seen here on the right. When I'm starting taking the photos, they see kind of like a gallery instantly. And they see their photos right away. So they can choose to download them, or like, if they only want one or two, like I say, you can put your own branding, like you see there on mine, Ivan Duran Photography. You can have your phone number, your email. And not only that, but you can access they can access all of them. They can search for their own photo. Like, let's say, you have the main person, the quinceañera, for example, right? And you're taking photos during the whole event. So you probably take thousands of photos, and she will have to like kind of like look through all of them. But with Zno Insta, it's much better because they can just like find like their faces, take a selfie, and they will be able to. The program just kind of like shows only photos of her. So that's something very cool that I think people really like in my last event that I was doing. People were just looking their photos and downloading right there. They don't have to look through the whole gallery. And like a regular, old school gallery, you can't really do that. You deliver them and they have to like look through all of them, select them, and then kind of like download them. And like I say, because people see them already there, they can purchase instantly. So they have their photos. They're super excited. They're partying. They're in the moment. They take a picture with their favorite niece or like her favorite, not daughter, right? With their favorite person, and they want that photo. So if you decide to sell those downloads, like each of them, you can have that. You also have the option just to let them just download each photo for free, but they can order prints that you can also sell. So you get to choose what really you want to do. It's just up to you. So I know some of those. I know for this event, I just let everyone download the photos because it was kind of like like an open event. It was like a quinceañera store branding that they were selling. They were having this event where they were selling just one brand of like dresses, and the brand came, and I was taking the photos. So a lot of clients came through. So for me, it was easier just to like, so they can know who I am. I can grab their information, and they have their photos, but when they go see them again, right, on their phones, they remember who I was. They have my information there. So that's something very, very useful. So a few things that I want you guys to remember, right? You have the option to avoid those phones. First of all, when they come and you do like the family photos, no longer they're going to be like, can I scan with my phone, right? You have your assistant there, and you're like, okay, if you scan this QR code, you will get to download this photo that the photographer is taking right now. Much better than your phone, right? So you avoid that. First of all, that's if Zno Insta will only do that, I'll be just so happy, because that just really I lose a lot of time trying to take those extra photos, especially when the big weddings or Indian weddings. Imagine every single person want their picture. And it's not like one group you take the photo. Sometimes like you take a picture in a group and 3 people want to take photos on that same group. So it just takes a lot of time. They can view instantly. They can download them. The branding, it's a big one for me too, because like I was saying, now that we're in a time where we're sharing a lot of in Instagram and Facebook, not everything's just also instantly, but because they are sharing those photos, they're also going to be sharing your branding, right? If you put your logo or your phone number or whatever, everything is going to come there. So that's another way that you can reach other people that probably didn't come to the wedding, or just friends of their friends start seeing this. I'm like, how do they have these amazing photos? They don't look like a phone photo. They look like very professional. How that happened? And it's just because you have this amazing new device. And I believe that the last one, like, clients are not just very excited, when they see this. And when I first talked to like a couple of like my future weddings, like, I have this service now, they were very excited. They were like, oh yeah, that's very interesting, like, to see those photos. You can also like choose what photos to add in that gallery. I think that was another very valuable thing, because we're kind of like, sometimes take test shots or like take photos that are not the best. We don't want all those photos just to, people to see, right? So what I do is like I like to select which photos I are uploading, and you can do that very easily. It doesn't take a lot of time. So that's a big plus for me. That you just, you're not gonna upload like thousands of photos. You're gonna just upload the best ones, and they can access those, and then you can tell them, well, these ones are for download now. And the next ones, you'll receive them in your regular gallery. So that's one of the things that people are very excited when I talk about, Zno Instant. And like I say, like those guests that came there, I was so excited. And because of that, not only have information, they might be future clients too, right? How many times have we ourselves attend to a wedding and know that there's other people kind of like already engaged or like friends of their friends. There's sometimes they're like the same age, so there's definitely potential there. So there's definitely people there who are getting married, or people that know who other people who are getting married. Um, and I would like to talk about a little bit of the e-store. The e-store is basically you get. I really like this because you have full access to decide what's your price, right? If you want to sell any 8x10 for $5, whatever price you want to sell it, that's hot. That's depending on you. Maybe you want to do lower price on a regular engagement shoot than like a wedding. So you can say your price, but not only that, you get to keep everything. So Zno Instant doesn't keep any commission. It's not like, okay, if you sell 100, we'll keep 10%, right? So everything that you sell is completely yours, which is amazing, right? Because we're turning all these future clients into maybe future clients, and people are coming back because they have all this, amazing feedback. So you get to keep all of that. That's one of the things that I really like. Like I say, you get to sell the digitals if you want, or sell them prints or albums. You get to make your own little store and then decide what to buy. And I feel that was it 2 months ago, a month ago? I don't know. With a baby, now I have baby, so now time it just flies, and I don't even know what month it is right now. But we took him to San Diego Zoo, like, and he really liked it. And whenever you go to a place like a zoo, a circus, when you have baby, you have those photographers that come to you, right? And like, oh, the family's like, let's take a photo. And they take a photo of you, and seconds later, when you finish the little exhibition or the circus ends, they're outside selling you the print. They print them right away, and they kind of print it. And when we had our print, I didn't really. I was like, oh yeah, it's a nice photo, but I didn't buy it. And I kept thinking, okay, why did I? It was a good photo. What was the reason that I didn't buy that print? Right? Maybe it was too expensive. Maybe I wasn't like, oh, well, we're just at the zoo, right? It's not like a very special place. But why am I saying this? Because I think like for us, selling is kind of like an emotional moment, right? If we are at a wedding, we're not only like, if we're a guest, right? And we bring our partner or whatever, and we take pictures with our best friend that just got married, it's more likely that we're going to buy that photo there, even if it's just a digital, or maybe print a little magnet or print a little, 8x10, order one right there, because not only we look like amazing ourselves, right? We probably, wifey took 2 hours to like get ready. We took another hour to like fix ourselves, put our ties, and our friends are like in their special day. It's just going to happen once in a lifetime, right? So it is a big moment. It's a big special. It's not like going to the zoo, right? You probably want to buy that photo, and we have all those like grandmas, aunts, all those people that are just there, and they're just like, oh yeah, let's get this one. Let's buy a print so we can put it on our table when they come or whatever, right? So I think that we need to take advantage of the emotional moment which is there at the wedding. Because if let's say for some strange reason that we could gather some of those people and show them the galleries, 3 weeks from the wedding, like we usually do, right? they're like, well, like I say, they're probably already something happened during those 3 weeks. We kind of lose that momentum. They still get emotional to look kind of like remembering going back, and we do sell there. But right at the moment is when we want to like have that. So yeah, that's one of the things that why I think this is very useful. And delivering photos, this one for me, when I first saw it, I thought it was super interesting and super. It was just amazing because I'm used to the regular galleries, right? So when you receive a regular gallery, you just see all the photos and however the photographer like laid them. If you shoot a wedding, they probably like reception, dinner, dances, first dance, or however you lay them, and that's how you see them. And if you're a guest, well, you have to like remember, okay, was I there first? Was I came to the ceremony? I have to look at the ceremony, see where my photo is, and things like that, right? With with Zno Insta, you have like this really cool thing where, like I said, you have like first of all your QR, right? Open access. So anyone that scan that QR code will be able to see the gallery. That's one of the options. You can also, for them to be able to find them, you can just do the selfie access where they just take a photo with their phone, right? First, they scan the QR code and then they scan their faces or they take a selfie. And then the program will just show them the photos they're just of them. So that's very, fast and, they see all those photos right there. Oh, so yeah, face match pretty much. They quickly find the photos perfectly for, especially. I feel that we are in a time where the younger generation is like has a lot of tools that we understand. I don't know if I include myself as a young person, but at least we understand. But if I look to my grandma and stuff like that, they might understand some little things, but they're like, if you tell them to like go and search a gallery and search for their face and then click on ceremony, and then they're just never going to find it, right? But if you just click the QR code, take a selfie, we all know how to do that. So they'll be able to find it no matter, if you have a lot of experience on technology or not. The other thing that I really like is like if you have an event that is kind of like, I don't know, private, or if you are a portrait photographer that do like, let's say, like graduations. Like right now, we have a lot of people graduating from everywhere. Let's say you have like 5 different people, they're all friends or whatever, and you don't have to do like one gallery for each one. Especially if they're all in the same time, you can just have like a password protected that they can be invited to. And then you can also like it's not only just password protected, but when they scan their faces, they're only going to show their faces, and that's the only way that they have access to. So they can see all of the photos. They will only be able to see their face. So that's the other thing that I really like. So you have open access, you see all the photos, or you have another option where you can make it, only see the photos that belongs to that person. And now you're probably thinking, well, I don't wanna, I am taking my photos, but they're like all raw and like not edited, and I don't wanna, have my customers see these images that are not even done yet, right? And that's very, very valid. But Zno has this amazing AI retouching tool that we can access. And what I like is that it's kind of like very natural. It's kind of like any other, the tool that we have nowadays where we select how much to put into like either skin toning or like, do any kind of like shine removal, anything like that. We can just dial those settings how we like to match our style. You probably might want to do a little bit more if there's a wedding, than something at the studio, or it's just up to you. So we can do natural color corrections, right? Lighting, color, and clarity. Edit full shoots, fine tune each image to make it look a little bit more high end. and we have, you are able to do unlimited changes at a flat fee, so you're not gonna pay for every single thing like cropping is gonna be this and that. Let me know if you have any problems. I know we have Nick here, and if you have any more technical stuff, we can dive a little bit more about it. But another thing that I think now with and I keep going back to my baby, right? Because believe me, if you don't have babies, you're gonna find yourself wanting things that are easier to do and not time consuming. Right now, I had to I know I had this conference, right? So my wife she's not working right now, but she had like something emergency that she had to go to for someone doing an SAT test. So I had to call my mom yesterday. Mom, can you come bring and take care of the baby, bring it to the park, right? So all those things take time, right? Like if I want to do something now, I have to have some more help. So now with Zno, they also do cooling, which is apart from like people having their phones at the weddings. I think this is the second thing that I'm like more that it just takes so much time, and I don't really love doing it. I just taking so much time going through like thousands of photos. It's just not what I like to do. But with Zno, we have now cool faster intelligence photo selection. So we have now a program that could help us, do that a little bit faster. And not only if you have, you don't need to have a family or not, but saving time will have you not only like that time that you're spending going through so many photos, you can spend that time trying to find other clients, sell other things, setting up your e-store and reminding your clients, hey, I remember you downloaded this photo, sending some kind of email with promotions, right? Like, oh, we're having a special for this, wedding that we just shot and you were there. We're selling this things. So yeah, time for me is like very, very important.
Perfect. Okay. So let me just quickly brief people on Zno Instant before we jump into Q&A. Basically, Zno Instant is pay as you go. So there's no subscription that you sign up for. There's no time limits. There's no, as Ivan was saying earlier, there's no limit to the amount of photos that you upload. Everything is unlimited. Really, you purchase your instant galleries and you can do whatever you want with them in regards to uploading and the time. You don't have to be concerned with any kind of expirations or limits. And the offer that we have right now is you get some free things if you commit to the 5 instant galleries. So 5-pack and above. So there's the 5, the 10, the 20, and the 50 packs of instant galleries, which I'll go into in a second. But what we give you is threefold. One is the free mobile tethering kit. So you can see that on the right with the camera in the hand. There's a few different ways we enable photographers to use Zno Instant. One popular way is the mobile wristband, which, as you can see, it attaches to your wrist. So the app, your phone, is right here, so you can have full control while you're at your event. Kind of distributes the weight a little bit so you don't have to feel all of the weight in your two hands. Some people want it separated a little bit. Makes it very easy to connect. And then we also have the mount and camera holder, and I'll show you a picture of that in a second, where exact same tech that you're using, just a different kind of ergonomic way of actually engaging with the tethering kit. We'll give you a free test instant gallery to try it out. So we don't want you to burn, one of the instant galleries that you buy just to get a feel for it, just to try out the technology. You'll have full access to testing everything out without worrying about, using one that you paid for. So we'll give you one for free for testing purposes. And then, of course, I am here to help. So I do live technical support sessions every week. You can sign up for free. I'll sit down with you. We can go over Zno Instant. We can get you set up. If you hit any issues, I'm there to get you through those issues and bottlenecks. Or if you just want to talk about ideas and talk about how you can use it or ways photographers are finding success, I am there to help you figure out the best way you can get started or maximize it if you're already using it. Ivan, can you go to the next slide?
Yes.
Thank you. So the pricing is very good. Like basically 5 instant galleries, $70. We'll give you the entire setup, everything that I just mentioned, the free mobile tethering kit, the free test gallery, and the free sessions with me. You'll get 5 of these instant galleries for $70. Everything that you need to set up, we will ship it to you for free. And really, the barrier to entry here is very low. Like I saw some comments and messages in the chat saying, what makes you different than Spot My Photos or now Candid? Really, we offer you a way to fully maximize this technology. We are the best in the market, and really, we can get you set up using this for a very fair price because we do believe this should be accessible because now the industry is showing where like these trends are going, and instant galleries are definitely becoming higher and higher of a demand. So really, again, the barrier to entry is very, very low. And the more you buy, the more you save. So if you buy top 10 instant galleries, same package, you get everything for free. It's 100. If you buy 20, it's 180. And then if you buy 50, it's 350. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of photographers going for the 20 pack of the instant galleries. That is our most popular purchase right now. The 50 is more for bulk if you have a team or if you just have a very high volume, a lot of events that you're constantly shooting, then that is recommended. But really right now, the most popular one is the 20 pack of the instant galleries.